Today we will discuss Thomas Kuhn's 1962 book, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions. The central concept that Kuhn puts forward is the idea of a paradigm. He defines this term as universally recognized scientific achievements that for a time provide a model, problems, and solutions to a scientific community. To understand a paradigm, four key elements should be present. The first one is a community. The second, a system of truths. The third, a time frame. And the fourth, a consent that these truths are the best possible way of making sense of the world. The second element that is important for understanding Kuhn's concept of the scientific revolutions is the idea of the development of knowledge by accumulation. Kuhn actually criticizes this concept. If science is the constellation of facts, theories, and methods collected in current textbooks, then scientists are men who have endeavored to contribute occasional elements to such constellation. Scientific development becomes the gradual process by which these concepts have been added to the growing body of technical and scientific knowledge. And finally, the history of science becomes a discipline which chronicles and records the successive increments and obstacles that have inhibited their accumulation. In this scenario, the historian becomes a narrator of an inevitable process of accumulation of knowledge. There is then an irrevocable sense of progress in this equation. We know today more than we knew before. Kuhn strongly questions this idea. He is against the concept of development of knowledge by accumulation. Why should the historian doubt the existence of a process of accumulation? Kuhn's work intends to point to the urgent need of a historiographic revolution. The philosopher questions the idea of conceiving knowledge as a product of a process of accumulation. Perhaps science does not develop through the accumulation of individual discoveries and inventions. How can we distinguish the scientific component of past observations and beliefs of what has been quickly crossed off as error or superstition? Kuhn considers that we need to search the historical integrity of knowledge in its own context. What he is suggesting is the need for a new image of science, a new way of understanding how knowledge is produced and authorized. In this new image of science, knowledge is not produced by accumulation. We need to focus on the paradigmatic and contextual character of knowledge.